Good morning, and welcome to your daily Farm and Home Show, brought to you by the University of Kentucky Cooperative Extension Service. And now, here's your host.
Good morning and welcome to your Farm and Home Show. My name is Joanna Coles, and this morning we're visiting with Andrea Stith. She's the Barren County Extension Agent for Horticulture. Good morning, Andrea.
Good morning, Joanna. Thank you for having me.
Well, I'm glad you're here today because I'm sure people are getting a little bit of that spring fever, thinking about things that they can plant. And, you know, a lot of times they really hone in on small fruits and fruit trees.
Oh, yes, for sure. I've had several homeowners this year that are interested in backyard fruit production. There's more to growing fruit than just planting and harvesting, though a lot of people don't realize. And many homeowners are going to face challenges that some of our commercial growers have already learned about. So I want to talk a little bit today about some of the continuous care and some of the attention that we need to give our fruit trees and small fruit to be successful. So some important things to consider. One, probably, I can't say this enough, is site selection. Making sure that you're going to have good air circulation for your fruit trees, because we in Kentucky have humidity. And so we're going to end up with a lot of the diseases and things that other states may not have. So making sure that you have maybe a higher spot that you select on your property for those fruit things to be grown, whether you're doing fruit trees or if you're doing brambles, berries. Usually the higher you can go up, the better air circulation you're going to have, the less disease pressure you will have. Another thing you may not think about is that soil. You want to make sure you're doing a soil test because you may have to do some amendments. And usually with fruit, you want to do that amendment the year before you actually plant it. And so a lot of times people don't think about that and they're in a hurry and they just want to get it done. And they don't put the time in that's needed to be successful. Something else that you might want to think about is the climate and the cultivar that you're selecting for our area. We recommend people find things that are disease resistant. That doesn't mean it's not going to get the disease. That just means it's going to maybe last a little longer into the season before it does, where it may not get it the first couple years and have a little bit more resistance to it. So those are important things to look at when you're trying to select what cultivars are out there, and there's so many cultivars out there that you can get now. So we recommend that people try to make sure it's something that will grow in Kentucky, grow in our climate, and make sure it's something that's going to resist the diseases that we have the most pressure from. The other thing you want to think about is what kind of equipment do you have? So trees, the fruit trees are going to require pruning. That's going to be extra work. A lot of the different things that you're growing fruit-wise are going to require sprays. There are some things you can grow in Kentucky that don't require as many sprays, but there's a lot of them that you're going to have to spray throughout the year. I mean, our commercial growers are usually spraying probably 17 to 19 times just to get their fruit to produce. And so homeowners a lot of times don't realize that it could require that equipment that they may not have or may not be able to afford. So that's something that we want to make sure that they're aware of as well. And then fruit trees require a lot more time because they do need that pruning, and usually it's annually. Because if you miss a year, it could grow so big and get out of control, and then you're trying to fight it. So definitely thinking about that. Another thing you might want to consider is the pollination requirements. So this is a big one that I've had several questions on this year. So if you're not sure what you need for your fruit trees pollination or any of your fruits pollination, make sure you contact an extension agent and find out. We can have that conversation and help you work through it. Some salespeople are just trying to sell you that tree, and they're going to tell you whatever that they want to or can to get you to buy it, but they may not be being truthful. So we want to make sure that you're getting non-biased, research-based information to find out what your trees are going to need to be successful.
And each one can be different. Like pecans need one type of pollination, apples need another type of pollination, and we have some trees that are self-pollinators. And so it's important to know, and sometimes it's on the tag.
Sometimes it can be. And if you're buying from a reputable salesperson, usually they can explain to you what pollination process it needs. But if you're not, and you've got a tree that you're trying to figure out what you need now to help it pollinate, give us a call. We'll try to help work through it. But you're right, there are self-pollinating. That's where basically anything in the same cultivar will pollinate itself. So if you have two of the same tree, they're going to pollinate each other. Then you have some that are non-self-pollinating, and that's going to be where you're going to need another different cultivar to pollinate it. And then you've got some that you need cross-pollination because they have to have something different. And then there are some that are actually sterile pollen, so they won't pollinate anything else. So you'll have to have basically 3 different cultivars to get them to flower and fruit how you need them to. So a lot of times we'll see everybody's got great flowering, but they're not getting that fruit.
Well, great information, Andrea. And if you have questions, make sure to contact your local extension office. Thanks for watching and have a great day.
If you have questions about today's topic, please call the Barren County Extension Office at the number on your screen. Thanks for watching and have a great day.